I'm live. Fabulous. All right. So anyway, I'm just live because I didn't have the editing software, and so by the time someone sees this, hopefully the description will be up to snuff, and anything that I've discussed, I will be able to add into this video later. All right. So, I do paleo, and I've been away for quite a while, longer than I had planned on, but we're here now. Update you, in July, I moved from Surrey to Coquitlam area in British Columbia, Canada, and it takes quite a while to move, and a little more involved being disabled. So what ended up happening was for about 3 months I was off paleo because I have people that come in and help me with my day-to-day tasks, and unfortunately I only have so much time with them, so I have to choose on what I want to do. And in this case it was paleo or pack, and so I had to pick packing because my husband works full-time and he doesn't have time for that, and so that's what happened. So sadly, I was off for 2.5 months from paleo, and let me tell you, a lot of things happened. Acid reflux went up, blood sugar skyrocketed, I felt horrible, bloated, and it just was not pleasant. And to be honest, I'm not the kind of person that does anything excessive. Sure, I eat bread, but it's not like I'm sitting around eating a box of bonbons or a bag of chips and, and a can of pop. I haven't drank soda in I don't know how long. And even then, when I was drinking soda, it was diet soda. Although I know aspartame and all of that stuff is horrible for you. So that's why I don't drink it anymore. So, yes, sadly, all of my hard work from last year of paleo went out the window in 3 months. Actually, probably sooner, but I just simply didn't have time because on top of packing, you got to unpack and organize your surroundings. So here we are. So I just thought I'd go live. It was just a little easier. I don't really think anybody is following me at this point, but the few friends that are interested in what I'm doing with paleo, and just to share. So my blood sugar, I had skyrocketed to 17, and that was taking 2 glycosides. So maybe I should go over the medication first that I managed to get off of that I was on. So I take 2 glycosides a day. I also take a reactant for my autoimmune itch, non-allergic reaction thing that I think is a non-allergic reaction is what it's called. A big fancy word for I don't know. So I take a reactant for that, and then I take my glycoside. I take an iron pill because I'm anemic, and it's not necessarily that I don't have enough blood. The hemoglobin is fine. It's the size of my individual blood cells that's the issue. If you can imagine, a blood cell is a donut. Funny enough, I use a donut, eh? Anyway, a donut. Everybody knows what a donut is. So it's the size of a donut, but my blood cells are the donut hole. So that's how much smaller they are and so that's why I run into health issues with that. So I take iron pills, and I also have skin dryness and things like that. So that's what happens with me, and then of course just being in a wheelchair adds its own host of health problems. And so recently in the years, as I've said in past videos, I believe, I discovered paleo. I was on the right track with Atkins, and Dr. Atkins was on the right track. He just didn't realize that packaged food also was the issue with eating. I don't eat any food, like I read the labels. I don't read any food that I cannot understand what the ingredients are. If I read it and I've said it and I can't pronounce it or I don't know what it is, then I simply don't buy it. And if it has sugar or any sugar derivative, which is like 15 words, different words for sugar, I've learned a few of them, and again, if I don't know what it is, then it's not coming in the house. So that's how I managed to get through that. And it's really kind of frustrating because I've shopped from Save-On sometimes for delivery. And unfortunately, Save-On does not give you the full picture of the product. They give you a picture, but they don't give you the picture of the ingredients, which I am going to be writing to them about because I think it's important that if you're going to offer a service that you give us at least the information on the product. And also, I order from Spud as well. Shout out to Spud, spud.ca. They started out by wanting to give you all of the information, and I discovered them through, oh God, geez, I don't know where I discovered them from. I saw them. I was watching a lot of videos. It's been about a year and a bit, so I can't remember where I found them. But anyway, they give you all the information. And of course, I recognize that Save-On is a large company and lots of products, so it would take a little while to get all of everything updated. However, I think that they should work on it, at least get started. Maybe even get the food companies to do that, because as a consumer, I will not buy you unless I can read the label. So there are things that I've bought in the past that I realize, and I'm building a list on my Save-On so that I don't have to keep hunting for everything. And I've just experimented with some frozen vegetables this last purchase. They have spiralized frozen butternut squash, and I can't remember what the other one is. I can't remember. I will post on my blog or something, just because I'm back in business now. So I'm settled in. I have a printer. My computer's up. I have speakers on my computer. I have my little tablet here so I can do videos. And so far, so good. All right. So back to what I was doing. So those are all my pills, and I'm still on them, but I officially started back to paleo October 1st. And I have had a few meals here and there that are not paleo, but nothing too crazy. Sushi seems to not raise my blood sugar too badly, again, depending on what I order. And if anybody is interested in hearing what I order when I'm out, then please leave a comment below. I love comments, suggestions, and constructive criticism, as I am a YouTube zygote right now and nobody knows who I am. So I can confidently broadcast live and have it turn into a video because there's nobody here but myself and my cat, Shadow. I would show her, but I got my laptop all, or my tablet all propped up here so you can see me. Anyway, so those are my pills. Those are the foods that I try and buy. I have a list building on Spud, and I did make the suggestion to them on Instagram that they should have a paleo area, as they do have vegetarian and there was one other one. Can't remember. Anyway, I suggested that they have an area for paleo as well, seeing as they do so well on the ingredients and such. And I really like ordering from them. Sadly, however, it is a little pricey, so there's only a few items that I get from there, or the ones that I can't get from Save-On or Amazon. I also order from Amazon food, and I will try and link all of the things that I've bought so far from Amazon that I've found. But again, we'll see if anybody's interested before I make that huge effort, because the lists are really for me when I shop, because it takes me about 3 hours of online shopping to compare, read labels, and try and figure everything out. But it's getting easier as I build my repertoire online. What else do I do? Oh, so I read this book, and I'm just going to get it here just a moment. I have everything on my table here so that I can reach it and show you. So I read this book is what got me into paleo, and that is the new Primal Blueprint. Reprogram your genes for effortless weight loss, vibrant health, and boundless energy, by Mark Sisson. I will link him below as well. And this one is an update from the original book, which was in 2009. So I had just picked this up last summer and read it after I'd gotten back from my business seminar that I was at for my other work. I believe I have it linked somewhere in my YouTube, just in case you're interested. It's just cosmetics and style and everything, and things that I find and good tips on that. So, and I'm disabled, so it's that angle too. It's not just about this, but also because I'm disabled and I have arthrogryposis, so that also gives problems. And as I'm realizing as I get older, some certain things are happening. So I also have to keep an eye on that. So anyway, so I read this book cover to cover, highlighted it. So the book is this thick. Oh, where's the camera? This thick. So I read the whole thing. And I'll just show you the front. Just a minute. It's heavy. So that's the book. And I'm sorry it's backwards. I have my camera set so that it follows me rather than the opposite because it gets confusing. Oh, and before I turn it around, I'll show you what I did with the book, and I'll go towards the back here. And I've highlighted things in the book that I found interesting. Oh my God. I did another version of this video and I wanted to redo it just because it was kind of haphazard. And I opened the book up to the only pages that I didn't highlight. And again, I just did that just now. That's too funny. So what are the odds that I would do that again? So let's pick another page towards the back and see if I've gotten some highlights. I thought I highlighted it more than I did. Oh, there we go. It's a lot of information, so I guess I didn't. So there, see there we go, in focus. So you see my highlights. I've done that throughout the whole book. And so I was just curious if anybody was interested in hearing about the Primal Blueprint. I would go through it perhaps chapter by chapter, just noting the highlights. I mean, and then I can link where I purchased it on Amazon. And who knows, they may have an updated version now. So if you're interested in learning a little more about paleo, I can certainly do that and make notes about that, or read from the notes that I already did and give you the highlights on each chapter, and then you can of course buy it yourself to read more thoroughly about it. I also subscribe to Paleo magazine. Just let me pick this up as well, and it comes out every 2 months. It's 6 a year, I believe, because I think it's got, June, July, and then we've got the latest one, which is October and November. And so here, I'll just show you the front cover. This is a very beautiful magazine. There we go. And it's got really interesting articles, recipes, all of those, so I can go over that as well. Of course, I wouldn't talk about all of the magazine because you should subscribe yourself, but I can certainly give you an overview of what they talk about and all of the tips that they have for people on paleo. And so that's what I've been up to for that. So my blood sugar is now at a normal 6, but I'm still on all of my medication. I am hoping to knock out half of the glycoside by December 1st. So that would be nice if I could do that. I've also been away because my chair is broken at the moment, and I'm waiting for the government to fix it. And no, it's not as instant as one would think. And it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks to get it fixed. So just to put that in perspective of the non-disabled people, that would be like walking around with a broken leg for 3 weeks until somebody could give you a cast. So you can get around your house and you can do most things, but it's not as convenient as if you had both of your legs. So, yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, and, I've dealt with the government and everybody else before, and it's a little more unusual at this time. So we'll see where it goes. What else have I... Oh, big, huge news. Now, I have told most of my family, and hopefully by the time I finish this video, I will call a couple more family members and let them know about this. But I'm going to write a book about me, about how my life has been. A lot of people ask me, oh, how did you get through that? Or, wow, you did that? Or, I tell them a funny story of something because people have a certain view of the disabled. And then I've got everybody on a few points. I'm Native, I'm disabled, I'm adopted, I've had a lifetime of friends before 25, and then in the second lifetime, I call it afterwards. And so I just thought that it was time to share it. And I still do videos, and I'm still going to share tidbits as they come to mind and from what people want to know about me. Again, please feel free to leave questions down below or suggestions on things you would like to see. Certainly, I will take them all into consideration. And my friend Olivia will be the author of said book. I've tried to temper my excitement because our first meeting isn't until December, and I still have to think about things. And a good friend of mine, who I told this when she was visiting, she said, "Well, what is your message, Crystal?" And I was like, "Oh, a message?" I thought I was just telling a story about me, but then I thought, well, yes, I guess it's going to have some kind of focus, I guess. Anyway, so that's the exciting news, and so I'm very excited about writing this book. I think it will be very interesting, I hope, and I'm looking forward to the experience. I was terrified when I was thinking about asking this girl to write it. I was confident in her abilities. It had nothing to do with her. It was myself. I just thought, oh my God, do I really want to write a book? Would anybody find it interesting? What will I write about? And then, of course, then my girlfriend says, well, what is your message? And I'm like, ooh, message. So, yeah, so there's a lot of things to be worked out. And it is going to take quite a few years, I would imagine, to get it all worked out and logistics and all of that things. But I do have a vision in my head, and that is myself and Olivia on the social talking about my book with Marcy Ian and Melissa Grello and Lainey Louie and Cynthia Loist, and of course my gal Jess Allen. I love Jess Allen. She's awesome. All the girls are awesome, but I love when Jess Allen comes on. She's a very, very interesting girl, and I really like her sense of haha. So, girls, you got to stay on the air for at least another 5 years. Hopefully longer, obviously. But yes, because I'd like to be interviewed for my book when I'm on my book tour with Olivia. So that's my vision in my head that I have. And so that's the update of me. So I hope you found this somewhat interesting. And if you would like to hear more about anything that I've mentioned, again, I've got more videos coming. I just wanted to do a quick live update and get a video finished, at least letting you folks know what I'm up to. So that's my exciting news. Thank you for following me. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Currently, I have no subscribers, but I'm working on it. It's okay. Got to start somewhere. Anyway, take care, everybody. And thank you so much for watching. Now I got to figure out how to turn off this live video and see how it works. All right. Let's see. Oh, I guess it must mean share. So we'll see what that does. Bear with me. First live broadcast. Oh, it just comes up with all of the stuff. Just share. Oh. Well, I don't want to share that I'm live, but okay. So let's see what this will do. What if we just close it? Bye.